hold your hand when I say this. Your experience with media will improve exponentially when you can hold two ideas in your head at the same time. One, that a character can be fundamentally a bad person, and you can still hold empathy for them. You can still look into the circumstances that created their bad actions, their bad personality, and you can understand them and have empathy for them, and they can still be a bad person. And two, bad people can do good things. Bad people can take heroic actions. And maybe sometimes that makes them a better person, but most of the time it doesn't. At least in well-written media, that's the case. Likewise, the flip side of this coin is that victims of bad, terrible actions and bad, terrible circumstances can totally be perpetrators of those same circumstances. Hurt people, right? And again, on the flip side of that, perpetrators of terrible, horrible, evil actions and bad circumstances are often victims of bad circumstances themselves. We can hold those two ideas in our heads at the same time, and it will make our experience with most media better. Now, I am personally thinking about this in the context of Percy Jackson right now. I made a video about Ethan Nakamura like a while back, and I said something along the lines of like a lot of all that energy that y'all are giving to redeeming a character like Luke Castellan, because in addition to being both a hero in some ways and a villain in a lot of other ways, he's also a victim, that you should be giving that energy to Ethan Nakamura. And like this plays into this whole conversation about what is a villain versus what is a victim in a piece of media with nuanced stories in which like almost everybody is a victim in some way or another, which like is very much the case for Percy Jackson. I can talk more about that if y'all want me to. But I think that it also applies to pretty much any piece of media that you genuinely like and enjoy. Like Star Wars, Saw Gerrera. Victim does bad things. Fundamentally bad person still has some really excellent heroic moments. Count Dooku, same deal. I also personally think that there's very much a conversation to be had here about Gale Hawthorne, and some nuance added to this idea of the Prim Reaper. But like pretty much any character who falls into that category of anti-hero, or morally gray, or slow descent down the slippery slope towards villainy, there is nuance in that conversation, and your experience with the media that contains those conversations will get better when you have a solid grasp on holding these ideas in your head at the same time.